Right now, Alabama is passing some of the most restrictive abortion bills in the country overnight as Wisconsin lawmakers get ready to vote on their own set of bills. We'll tell you what's included in both proposals.
And a deadly day on area roads with 2 fatal crashes reported. We have the latest details coming in overnight right now.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone, and happy hump day. It is Wednesday, May 15th. I know we were talking about this earlier, but we're already halfway through May, and it just doesn't really feel like it, right?
That's because it hasn't felt like May at all.
No, it hasn't.
Finally, this week we've had some decent sunshine. We've been able to string a few days in a row with mild temperatures. Yesterday, we topped at 70 here in Madison. Today will be just a little bit warmer than that. Take a live look outside this morning. I think we're looking at the WISC-TV sky cam. Sun is up. We have just a little bit of cloud cover there in the northeast. There is an outside chance for a shower today, but it's not a very good one. You see that broken line of rain activity that's really just falling apart as it reaches southern Wisconsin. It's along a weak cold front that will continue to slowly move through the area today, so I can't rule out a few sprinkles or an isolated shower, but most areas will stay dry. We're still dropping 44 here in Madison, 45 in the Dells, 49 in Monroe this morning. Temperatures, though, should warm quickly as we go through the 60s to around 73 later on this afternoon under partly sunny skies. Let's take a look at those traffic maps this morning. Things have been quiet so far, which is great news. Hoping everyone can make it to work and school safely today. Just a few brake lights showing up on Stoughton Road as you approach the Beltline. Otherwise, drive times are still normal heading into Madison.
Boy, it seems like just yesterday we were all running over to the newsroom window to take a picture of the sunrise at 7:30, and now it's up at 6.
It's up 5:30.
I love that. Oh, yeah. My gosh.
Enjoy it. It only lasts for a couple months, but it is nice to work in the daylight, isn't it?
Prime season for morning folks, that's for sure.
Taking it all in, Hattie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We start this half hour in Alabama, as that state could soon have the most restrictive abortion law in the country. Last night, the state Senate passed a measure that makes all abortion-related acts illegal, except to preserve the health of the mother. A doctor performing an abortion could face up to 99 years in prison. Senators rejected adding an exception for rape and incest cases. That bill now heads to the state's Republican governor, Kay Ivey, who hasn't said if she'll sign it into law.
Back here in Wisconsin, a set of controversial anti-abortion bills will be on the assembly floor for discussion today. That includes a bill that would require health care providers to care for babies born alive during abortions or face up to 6 years in prison. Providers found guilty of killing babies born alive during the procedure would face life in prison.
Wisconsin's highest court will hear arguments today in a lawsuit challenging the laws passed during last year's lame duck session. Those laws limited the power of then incoming Governor Evers and Attorney General Josh Kaul. The League of Women Voters and other left-leaning groups challenged those laws, and a Dane County judge issued an injunction blocking them in March. Republicans immediately appealed that decision, and the state Supreme Court agreed to take up the case last month. We will have more on the arguments in that case later today on News 3 Now and over on Channel3000.com.
The northbound lanes of Highway 151 are back open in Columbia County this morning after a crash killed 1 person and injured 7 others yesterday. It happened on US 51 near the intersection of Wisconsin 73 just after 5 p.m. Investigators say a box truck didn't slow down as it approached slower traffic in a construction zone. The truck crashed into a minivan, which set off a chain reaction where 6 vehicles and 10 people were involved. We do not yet know the name of that person killed this morning. Officials believe inattentive driving and speed were factors in that crash.
Breaking overnight, we now know 1 person is dead and multiple other people hurt in a crash in Sauk County yesterday. The sheriff's office says the 2-car crash was reported just before 6 p.m. at the intersection of Highway 12 near County Highway PF. That's where a car was turning east onto PF when it was hit by an SUV on the passenger side. The rider in that car was killed. The drivers of both vehicles had to be taken to the hospital with serious injuries. The crash is still under investigation.
It is 6:04 right now. We also have an update to the story out of Walworth County we first reported yesterday morning. We now know 2 people are dead after a shooting in the village of Darien. Police were called to a home on Buckingham Court near Wildwood Park just after 6 Monday night. They found a man shot in the shoulder. We're told he is now said to be in stable condition this morning. Police then started negotiations for several hours with someone inside the home before a SWAT team broke in, finding a male and female dead inside. No other details have been released as this investigation continues, but police say there is no threat to the community.
Just into the Channel 3000 Alert Center within the last few minutes this morning, officers say the man accused of spraying a Columbia County deputy with mace has been seen in the Sauk Prairie area. You're taking a look at dash cam video of that encounter earlier this week. You can see the officer walking up to the car. Then in just a couple of seconds here, he's going to jump back and grab his gun. That's after he was sprayed in the face. The deputy ran back to his vehicle and started to follow the driver, but had to pull over because the pepper spray had affected his vision. 30-year-old Joshua Martin is that person of interest. He was originally reported as missing from Dane County, but again, Sauk County Emergency Management says he has now been spotted near Sauk Prairie. Martin's family and friends say he may be going through a mental health crisis, and they're concerned about his welfare. Anyone who sees him is urged to call police and not to approach him.
All right, it is 6:06 right now. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and doctors are sharing some positive ways on how to talk to your kids about mental health issues.
This is such an important conversation. Our Christina Laurie spoke with a mental health doctor and joins us now with her advice. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning. So I'm clashing with your guys' pink today for a good reason. Green is the color for mental health awareness. And the doctor we spoke to says the only bad way to talk about mental health is to not talk about it at all. New numbers from the CDC show nearly 20% of kids and teens are battling mental health disorders, but every case is different. Not every person will be prescribed medication or have to sit down with a therapist. That's why it's crucial you know the warning signs so you can help someone in need, especially your kids. Some of those warning signs include isolating yourself, picking fights, becoming more irritable. For example, if your kids are no longer interested in participating in their favorite activities or become upset about something and can't get over it, something may be wrong. We went to UW Health for some guidance. Psychiatrists there stress that isolation can make any everyday problem worse.
People hold a lot of these illnesses quiet and more silent. They're not sure what to talk about, and they're confusing because we don't really understand what's going on. So for teens, I think that the stress is there also that we've gotten much more isolated.
For such a complex topic, the takeaway from mental health professionals is simple. Mental health is just as important as physical health. They suggest exercising, eating healthy, and enjoying a variety of activities as a way people of any age can immediately start improving their mental health. And you can find some links to some really good resources about this topic for parents up on our website, channel3000.com.
I really loved what the doctor had to say about how the only bad way to talk about mental health is to not talk about it.
And we've been trying for, I think, almost 2 years now on this program specifically to talk about this with the Time for Kids, Time to Talk initiative. So we have really, really valuable resources up on our website.
And I think we're seeing more people talk about it. Like, I'm thinking even celebrities too. I like most recently like Justin Bieber, and he's opening up about it on Instagram, saying that, you know, it's something that needs to be talked about. People need to be open about it. Not everything is okay in everyone's life, right? And I think it's good to see people actually kind of getting in front of it.
Completely agree. And so often we ask, how are you? And we don't really listen. It's time to really listen.
Breaking down the stigma. All right, Christina Laurie reporting for us. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you, guys.
All right, it is 6:08 right now. Straight ahead, there's a new member of the Middleton Police Department, and he has 4 legs. We're going to catch up with his human partner for an update on the K9 program and how their training has gone so far.
And Hattie has a really nice Wednesday in store for us, although there might be a slight chance of rain in some areas. Her first alert forecast is up next when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
Good morning from the Hattie-O Patio. We're off to a pretty quiet start here in Madison. No rain right now. Skies are actually mostly clear overhead. So nice to see the sunshine early today. Temperatures as we go through the next 10 days are going to be a little bit up and down. I've actually lowered some of those forecast highs in the extended forecast for the upcoming weekend back into the 60s with some rain and clouds in the area. Let's talk about chances for rain this morning. I've been watching a broken line of showers work its way through central Wisconsin, but as expected, it is weakening as it pushes into the southern part of the state. Now, those showers are along a weak cold front that will continue to track into southern Wisconsin pretty slowly today. So I can't rule out a sprinkle or an isolated shower, but it looks like most areas will stay dry today. There is a little bit of cloud cover associated with that front, but skies will just turn partly sunny as we head towards the afternoon. A nice view from the Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam this morning here in Platteville. We're looking at lots of sunshine early today. Temperature is 47 in Platteville. Still dropping here in Madison, though. We're down to 44 degrees, so getting a little cooler. 45 in Janesville. Close to 50 this morning in Monroe. Winds are very light and expected to remain fairly light through the day today. Take a look at your future track forecast model. Look for skies to turn partly sunny, but again, those chances for rain pretty limited as we head towards the afternoon. Temperatures will warm quickly into the mid-60s by lunchtime, topping right around 73 here in Madison. Maybe a little bit warmer to the west. Overnight tonight, pretty quiet with partly cloudy skies and temperatures dropping into the 40s. There will be a chance for some showers or thunderstorms through the morning on Thursday. That batch will move through by midday. There may be some clearing, though, taking place, which will allow the atmosphere to reload, and a second round of showers and thunderstorms is possible later on Thursday. The Storm Prediction Center, has issued a marginal risk for severe storms for the southern part of the state. That does include most of our viewing area. That's on Thursday. As far as rain totals are concerned, by Thursday evening, could be looking around a ½ inch of rain for southern Wisconsin. Not everyone, though, is going to see that much rain. The wet weather, though, continues right into the upcoming weekend. 75 for a high on Thursday. Then we drop back into the mid-60s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm not expecting complete washouts for the weekend, but at this point, with a front in the area, pretty hard to time out the rain chances on each of those days. Now it's time to get a look at your first alert traffic maps. We'll send it over to Josh Tim for all the details. Good morning, Josh.
Yeah, it's a quiet start on the Beltline this morning. No delays showing up yet in either direction. Just make sure you grab the shades if you're heading eastbound. The sun is going to make it hard to see right now. The roads here in Dane County not looking too bad. A few of the usual brake lights on Stoughton Road approaching the Beltline ramps. No delays showing up downtown on campus. Volume is not an issue yet. And other main routes heading into the city, they're moving at the posted speeds with no major crashes or issues. Your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
All right, Josh, thank you. And Hattie, thank you as well. As National Police Week continues, we wanted to check in on another local police department and a new addition to its force.
We're pretty excited about this story. Officer Stats from the Middleton Police Department joins us again this morning with this new partner, Zeki. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, we're so glad to have you both. Let's start with when this all started, because you told us earlier you've been working on this for 3 years.
Yeah, so I've been working on it for about three and a half years, and then in September, the position got a green light, and we started the fundraising, and then leave it. See that. And then March, we went out to Pennsylvania, and I started training with my partner, Zeki, here.
So you guys went live last week. So the first week underway, how are things going so far?
It's been a great week so far. We've done a couple traffic sniffs. We've located some well, he has, and then helped get a suspect in Wanakee. So it's been a pretty good week for us so far.
How's the community responding to him?
Awesome. Everybody is so excited to meet him. We presented at our Citizens Academy at the police department, and everybody was thrilled to see him. Now everywhere I go, people, oh, do you have Zeki in your squad with you? Yeah, so we popped the door open and let him start meeting some new people.
What has this been like for you? Because obviously this is a life adjustment for you, but also the department as well.
Right.
It is. It was crazy for me. It's 6 weeks in Pennsylvania that we had for training. So you're learning everything. Basically, you have to relearn how to hold a leash all the way up to all the police work that has to happen. I never thought so much went into dog training, but everything is so important for him because he's learning all the time. And then now we have another dog at home, and it's just been a wild ride so far.
And the training's not over, right?
No, every day we do something. So when we're on duty, we usually do 1 or 2 exercises. If somebody lays us a track, or we do a sniff of sorts. And then even on off days, we have to do something because he's still a puppy. He's got a lot of energy. But yeah, it's a lot of training.
And this is your dog. You take him home at the end of the day. He's like a family member already.
Absolutely, yeah. So we got the squad car that goes home with me. And
He's a morning person.
Yes, it is.
a squad that goes home with us, and he lives at the house with us.
So what happens now? I know you guys are still kind of working on some other things with the department as far as the canine goes.
Yep, so right now, as far as at the police department, we're still getting him situated with everybody. So he's going around the police department, getting to meet all his new friends, and eventually I hope to keep growing the program, but we'll see where that goes. We're happy to have one right now.
Oh, he is just a beautiful dog. Congrats so much to the Middleton Police Department and Officer Stats. Thanks for coming on to talk with us.
Thank you, guys. This is awesome.
I feel like we need him.
I know.
Just for energy.
News 3 Now mascot, I think. You can come back anytime you want, Zachy.
Oh, all right. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
6:18 your time now. There is a West Dallas man who's been a multi-millionaire for less than a month, and he's already paying it forward. We're going to show you how he made it a Mother's Day to remember for a random woman he ran into at Target. That story's coming up.
And I think we can say Hattie's paying it forward with her forecast this week. Another day in the 70s today, but some of us might see some raindrops. She'll update her forecast when News 3 Now This Morning continues. And we welcome you back on a Wednesday morning, 6:21. If Zeki didn't wake you up already with that previous interview, that sunrise, Hattie.
Yeah, looks nice outside, but I chose this shot because kind of as we warm up into summertime temperatures, can you see the bugs showing
my
up?
gosh, look
there
at
must
that.
be like a new batch of lake flies that has hatched because the dam is on the edgewater. So yeah, we're jumping right into those summertime things, but you can see the bugs on the shot there this morning. A nice start to the day though. Temperatures are actually a little bit warmer than they were yesterday, anywhere from 3 to 7 degrees warmer across southern Wisconsin. Here are the actual numbers. 44 in Madison. We're one of the cooler spots. Watertown is 43, but it's 45 in Janesville. 48 in Platteville, now 50 in Mineral Point. Now expect a pretty quick warm up today. Your bust up weather forecast. If you have a sweatshirt this morning, you won't need it this afternoon. Highs will reach the low 70s later on today with partly sunny skies. Just an isolated chance for a shower or thunderstorm. Now that extended forecast looks a little wetter as we head through the rest of the week right into the upcoming weekend and a little cooler as well. Have a wonderful day.
Patty, breaking news into the Channel 3000 Alert Center within the last few minutes here. The person of interest in a case of a Columbia County deputy being sprayed with mace during a traffic stop has been arrested in Sauk County. 30-year-old Joshua Martin was originally reported as missing from Dane County before being spotted earlier this week in Columbia County. This morning, Sauk County Emergency Management said he was spotted near Sauk Prairie. Within the last few minutes, they say Martin was arrested. We will continue to have updates for you over on channel3000.com.
23 minutes past 6 o'clock right now. So chances are if either of us won the lottery, you'd probably find us on a beach somewhere taking a long vacation.
See ya. But the Wisconsin man who won one of the biggest lottery jackpots ever is staying close to home, and he's paying it forward too. Manuel Franco claimed a $768 million Powerball prize last month, and he isn't wasting any time putting that money to good use. He spent Mother's Day at a Target store in Illinois looking to give away a $200 gift card to a random mom in the store. After actually getting turned down a couple of times, someone finally took him up on that offer. That woman says she's actually going to keep passing on the good. She's giving the gift card to another family they know who has a baby on the way.
Oh, I love that.
What a sweetheart. I mean, exactly. How many people are taking their Powerball earnings and heading out to a beach? This guy's paying it forward.
I love the stories of the paying it forward because I think it just puts a smile on your face. I remember this was a while back, but I was in a drive-thru, I think at McDonald's, like getting some coffee, and the lady in front of me had paid for mine, and then we just started this chain, and it's like something like that, like the smile that it puts on your face and other people's faces, it's those little things, right?
Changes your whole day.
It really does.
People helping people.
Those little things. All right, 6:24 right now. The Henry Vilas Zoo normally closes at 5 every afternoon, which can make it hard for some families to make it there during the week. So if you've been wanting to take the kids out, this evening might be the perfect opportunity.
This is a live look right now at the zoo. Tonight, it is hosting community night with extended hours to make sure everyone has a chance to see the seals, the otters, and of course our favorites, the polar bears. Zoo buildings will be open until 7:30 tonight. The zoo grounds will be open until 8. The carousel and gift shop will also be open nice and late for us.
We might have to make our way over there, I'm thinking.
Hattie has a perfect day in store, perfect evening in store to get out and check that out.
I've been wanting to check it out, and with this forecast, I feel like we just have to do it.
Sold.
Let's do it. All right, 6:25 right now. More local news to come in our final half hour this morning, including a report of a Madison teacher facing child abuse charges.
We'll have more on that. Plus, state lawmakers are working on a bill to make sure no student goes hungry just because their lunch account is in the red. That's up next on News 3 Now this morning. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, but how do you approach the topic with your kids and check in to see how they're doing? We'll share what one expert has to say about when to have those conversations right now.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for staying with us on this Wednesday, May 15th. We have a couple of sure signs that summer's on the way. One of them is that early sunrise.
The other one, the bugs. We've seen them out on the cameras already this morning.
Let's check in and see if Hattie's getting eaten alive out on the porch.
Are those buggers, Hattie?
Not here, non-existent. So I think that was just a batch of lake flies. But again, keep in mind, as we start to warm things up, we will see some more of those pests here in southern Wisconsin. This morning, though, off to a pretty nice start in the area. We have sunshine overhead. The sky camera shots showing you mostly clear skies here in southern Wisconsin. There's a live look from the WISC-TV sky cam. Sun is up this morning. Skies are mostly clear here. I have been watching a line of showers. Well, it was a line of showers. It has pretty much fallen apart as it moved through central Wisconsin. Those showers are along a very weak cold front that will continue to move through the area today. So can't rule out a sprinkle or an isolated shower even into the afternoon, but it looks like most areas are going to stay dry. We have one more beautiful day before the rain chances really return to the region. Temperatures this morning are starting off in the 40s. A few 50s on the map, though, so not a bad start to the day. As you head out the door this morning, you'll need the sunglasses. You might want a light jacket early, but if another fast warm-up today, temperatures will climb from the lower to mid-40s back into the low to mid-70s this afternoon, so another 30-degree swing in the temperatures. Here's a look at your first alert traffic maps this morning. Still pretty quiet on the Beltline. Nothing going to slow you down if you're out the door early this morning. I looked around the region, no accidents report, but that construction zone on Verona Road as you head northbound towards the Beltline, it's a little slower there. Going about 35 miles an hour. And that's your first alert traffic.
Boy, it's another day where the sunglasses are needed on that drive. Look at that sunrise.
Yeah, soak it up today because we do have more rain in the forecast starting tomorrow.
We're going to keep an eye on that. All right. Thank you, Hattie.
You're welcome.
New this morning at 6:31, a Madison physical education teacher is facing a child abuse charge after a dispute with a student. Court records show 60-year-old Christopher Rumbelow is facing a felony charge of child abuse by recklessly causing harm. According to the Cap Times, the incident happened after Rumbelow had opened a door and told a student to keep the door open. When the student kicked the door and closed it, Rumbelow opened the door again, but the door and door handle hit the student in the head. The student had a visible bump and a small gash above his eyebrow. Other staff members told police Rumbelow was growing frustrated as the situation escalated. Rumbelow is scheduled for his first appearance in court tomorrow morning.
Madison police say a handful of teenagers are facing charges after a fight on the south side Monday night where they threatened violence against officers. It happened just down the street from Leopold Elementary School. A police report says a 13-year-old girl punched an officer in the neck, bragged about it, and said she'd do it again if given the opportunity. A 15-year-old girl reportedly kicked another officer multiple times and vowed to beat other officers up after getting out of the juvenile detention center.
The state's Department of Transportation is spending more than $1 million for safety upgrades on a deadly stretch of road. We're talking about Highway 30 near the Fair Oaks Avenue exit in Madison. This comes following a fatal crash back in 2017. Kirk Urin and Jenny Steiner were both killed by a driver who launched into oncoming traffic. The couple left behind 2-year-old twins at the time. Now the DOT is installing barriers to prevent similar crashes. That project will wrap up in August.
The city is one step closer to getting a rapid transit system to cross from east to west. Transportation leaders had a public meeting last night to hear your thoughts on potential routes. This is the first draft of the bus rapid transit, though the project has been in the works since about 2011. The idea right now is to add a BRT line that would start at the Easttown Mall, then head west. What that requires is a special lane for the bus line so it can live up to its name, but engineers are still working out the kinks.
Ultimately, we'd like to get all the way from West Town to East Town. Not sure if the budget would be able to accommodate that, but certainly we have an idea of where we'd like the buses to go, where we probably don't have the ability to add a special lane, for example, for the buses. So we just want to hear what the public thinks about these early proposals.
Now, this is a pretty expensive project, coming in at tens of millions of dollars. The city is planning on a lot of that being covered by federal grant money, but the rest of the cost would have to be met by taxpayers. The BRT is not expected to run until 2024.
Just about 6:34, La Hacienda in Madison is officially back open today after being closed for several days over the weekend due to a norovirus outbreak. Public Health Madison says the outbreak caused 25 people to get sick after eating at that restaurant on Park Street. Norovirus can be introduced by a variety of things, a sick employee or even a sick customer, and can quickly spread. Right now, health officials can't determine the exact root of the virus, but this was not the restaurant's first health code violation. As recently as 2017, they violated health codes related to improper cooling. The owner was not able to comment on this situation.
A proposal at the state capitol could determine what happens in your kid's school cafeteria if they don't have enough money to pay for lunch. Policies currently vary from district to district. Here in Dane County, some schools will deny students meals if their accounts are in the red, or they won't allow students to graduate until their lunch debt is paid off. Others offer an alternative, an often less nutritious meal like peanut butter and jelly or cheese sandwiches. Some have taken to calling this lunch shaming, as the issue has made headlines at schools across the country. That's leading to a bipartisan proposal that would standardize student lunch debt policies and ban schools from offering less nutritious options.
So we need to make sure that we do all we can to make sure that at least while they're in school, the children have their best opportunity to learn. And if you're hungry, you're just not in the mood to learn, you're just wondering where your next meal's coming from.
The proposal would not provide any extra state money to schools to help pick up the tabs for students, so local governments would have to figure out how to pay for that themselves. Lawmakers are hoping to get a public hearing on the bill sometime later this month.
Your time now is 6:35. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and one difficult thing many parents face is how to talk to their kids about mental health.
Doctors are now offering advice on how to have those conversations. Our Christina Laurie is joining us this morning with what they're saying. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning. So we all ask each other, how are you? But how often do we actually listen to that answer? That's the question this morning. The same goes for talking to your kids. Medical professionals agree the only bad way to talk about mental health is to not talk about it at all. Although mental health struggles are often viewed as an invisible illness, there are some warning signs you should know about, like isolating yourself, picking fights, and becoming more irritable. For example, if your kids are no longer interested in participating in their favorite activities or become easily upset about something and can't get over it, that's when you know something may be wrong. We went to UW Health for some guidance. They say that bringing up the subject of mental health can feel a little unnatural. So they suggest not having some formal family meeting, but instead bringing the topic to your kids.
It's uncomfortable if it's a rarity, right? Because then we're not used to it. So what if you're driving, right, and car rides are a wonderful place and time to connect with your kids, or at the dinner table of things, right? And just say, these are topics that come up. How have you been feeling, right? Or how are we talked about mental health in school.
New numbers from the CDC prove the time is now to have these conversations. Nearly 20% of all kids are struggling with some type of mental health problem. That doesn't mean that all need to be medicated, though, or need to go see a therapist. Many will see clear benefits from just having conversations with you. And I think the takeaway from this is that it is an invisible illness. It's not like a kid with a cast. You can clearly say, hey, can I hold the door for you? It looks like you're struggling. People might be struggling and we don't know about it.
And there's such a stigma to bringing up a conversation around it. We need to really break that down.
Like Josh mentioned in the last half hour, I think having celebrities come out about this.
Right.
You said Justin Bieber. There's so many different ones. I know Demi Lovato has struggled with mental health problems. They're celebrities that kids idolize nowadays. So they are trying to slowly break down the stigma.
Starting the conversation. Thank you so much, Christina Laurie.
Thank you, guys.
All right, it is 6:37 right now, almost 6:38. We continue to track that breaking news in the Channel 3000 Alert Center this morning as that person of interest in the macing of a Columbia County deputy has just been arrested. We'll have those latest details coming up in the morning sprint.
By the time we hit Memorial Day, either the Bucks will be headed to their first NBA Finals appearance since 1971, or the Toronto Raptors will be going there for the first time ever. It all starts with Game 1 tonight in Milwaukee. Stay tuned to News 3 Now this morning. We're back after this.
Welcome back at 6:41. Time to check out your morning. And Amy shared this one with us, and I knew Leah was just going to love it.
So it turns out this photo is from my neck of the woods, Southwest Wisconsin. This is at Governor Dodge.
Nice.
Just a beautiful shot, Amy. Thanks for adding this to my list of places to visit this summer. What does your morning look like? Take a picture, post it on Facebook or on Twitter, and use the hashtag MyNews3Morning. Josh and I will share our favorites right here on the program.
The Milwaukee Bucks will make their first appearance in the Eastern Conference Finals since 2001, with Game 1 tipping off tonight in Milwaukee.
Pretty exciting. It'll be a matchup of the teams with the two best records in the NBA during the regular season. The Bucks had the best record in the league this year, while the Toronto Raptors had the second best. Giannis and the rest of the team have had a couple of days off since wrapping up their series win over the Boston Celtics, while the Raptors are fresh off of a last second win in Game 7 of the last series. Tip-off is set for 7:30 tonight at the Fiserv Forum. You can also catch the game on TNT.
A lot of people watching that tonight.
Yes, indeed. All right, it is the kind of forecast that definitely wants to get you outside. Hattie has some sunshine and temperatures in the 70s today. Before the rain chances start climbing tomorrow, she'll tell us what we can expect for the second half of our week coming up on her First Alert forecast. Stay with us.
But first, it is May 15th. We want to say happy birthday to Connor and all the other kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us on News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning from the News 3 Now Weather Center. Wanted to start with a picture from a viewer this morning. Here's our picture that we have from the Edgewater Skycam. This one is from Ron in Caledonia, Illinois. He watches us every morning, said it was a great sunrise. Hard to capture on film, of course, but nice to see the sun showing up on the cattle and on the woods in the distance. So thanks for sending that one in, and thanks for watching Ron. Here's a look, though, at what we have on the radar map. There is a chance for a few showers. We've seen a few light showers really just fall apart as they move into southern Wisconsin. They're along a cold front that will be working its way through the area, so an isolated shower possible today. But tomorrow, there's a better chance for some rain and even a marginal risk for severe weather for the southern third of the state and most of northern Illinois. That same marginal risk then exists on Friday as well. Here's a look at the GFS Future Track long-range forecast model. We'll start at Thursday morning. There will likely be a batch of showers and thunderstorms pushing through the area in the morning. Then a little bit of a break before some redevelopment later Thursday into Thursday night and even Friday morning. Now with the stationary front setting up shop somewhere along southern Wisconsin or northern Illinois for the weekend, it may waffle north and south a little bit. That keeps the rain chances in the forecast through the day on Friday and even into the upcoming weekend. Again, there will be periods of dry weather, but plan on the chance for getting wet if you have outside plans right into Sunday. Now by the time we hit Monday, all that precipitation should lift off to the north and east. Could be quite a bit of rain, though, across southern Wisconsin. We'll watch these totals closely over the next couple of days, but it looks like more than an inch likely for most of the area. A live look again from the Edgewater Skycam. Skies are clear this morning. Temperatures are in the 40s. We're still 44 here in Madison. We'll likely start to climb quickly. 46 in Watertown. 52 now in Mineral Point, so already starting to warm up there. Here's a look at your future track forecast model. Through the day today, mostly sunny skies this morning, turning partly sunny as we head towards the afternoon. A quick warm up by lunchtime today, already in the mid 60s. Here's that isolated chance for a shower as the front sinks southward through the region this afternoon, but it's not going to do anything to cool our temperatures. We'll still top in the 70s today. Staying pretty quiet then through the evening into the overnight hours. If you have games tonight, shouldn't be an issue with rain. But there is some rain on the way for Thursday. Here's a look at your extended forecast then. I've lowered the temperatures a little bit for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. With all that rain in the area and clouds, I don't think it's going to be quite as warm. We do get back into the 70s, though, next week. Here's our pet walk picture.
Buddy!
Bo, sniffing out the bed bugs. Good boy, I guess.
Okay.
That's not what you want to find, but the first time I saw that, I thought Bo was put in a timeout.
Yeah, either that or hiding from the rain chances.
I don't know. It's nice today. You can still get outside today.
Get outside. All right, Hattie, thank you.
You're welcome.
Stay with us. The Morning Sprint is up next on News 3 Now this morning. It's 6:52, time for the morning sprint. It's going to be a busy day at the state capitol, and we have lots of breaking news overnight to catch you up on.
We start with breaking news this morning as the search for a man who may have sprayed mace in the face of a Columbia County deputy during a traffic stop is over. This is new dashcam video of that incident earlier this week. 30-year-old Joshua Martin was named as a person of interest in the case. Authorities have been searching for him for the past 2 days before he was spotted near Sauk Prairie early this morning. Martin was just arrested within the past hour. He had previously been reported as missing in Dane County, with friends and family saying they were concerned for his welfare and believe he may have been having a mental health crisis. Other news this morning, Alabama could soon have the toughest abortion laws in the country. Last night, the state Senate there passed a measure that makes all abortion-related acts illegal, except to preserve the health of the mother. A doctor performing an abortion could face up to 99 years in prison. Senators rejecting adding an exception for rape and incest. The bill now heads to the state's Republican governor, Kay Ivey, who hasn't said if she'll sign it into law.
Back here in Wisconsin, a set of controversial anti-abortion bills will be on the Assembly floor for discussion today. That includes a bill that would require healthcare providers to care for babies born alive during abortions or face up to 6 years in prison. Violators of that measure could face life in prison.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court will hear arguments today in a lawsuit challenging the laws passed during last year's lame duck session. Those laws limited the power of then incoming Governor Evers and Attorney General Josh Kaul. The League of Women Voters and other left-leaning groups challenged the laws, and a Dane County judge issued an injunction blocking the laws in March. Republicans immediately appealed that decision, and the state Supreme Court agreed to take the case last month.
And our forecast today starts with some sunshine across southern Wisconsin. We're watching a front that will seek southward through the area. May generate an isolated shower as we head through the day today. Otherwise, a quick warm up in those temperatures. We're headed through the 60s to highs in the low to mid 70s this afternoon.
All right, thank you, Hattie. The Cap Times is reporting a Madison Phi-Ed teacher is facing a child abuse charge after an argument with a student. According to the paper, 60-year-old Christopher Rumbelow got frustrated with a student who wouldn't keep a door open. When Rumbelow reopened the door during that argument, the door handle reportedly hit the student in the head, leaving a bump and a gash above his eye. Court records show Rumbelow is facing a felony charge of child abuse by recklessly causing harm.
The northbound lanes of Highway 151 are back open in Columbia County this morning after a crash killed one person and injured 7 others yesterday. It happened near the intersection of Wisconsin 73 just after 5. Investigators say a box truck didn't slow down as it approached slower traffic in a construction zone. The truck crashed into a minivan, which set off a chain reaction involving 6 vehicles and 10 people. We do not yet know the name of that person killed this morning. Officials believe inattentive driving and speed were factors in that crash.
One person also killed in a crash at the intersection of Highway 12 and County Highway PF in Sauk County last night. The crash was reported just before 6 p.m. Police say a car was turning east onto PF when it was hit by an SUV on the passenger side. The rider in that car was killed. The drivers of both vehicles had to be taken to the hospital with serious injuries. That crash is still under investigation.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and medical professionals agree the only bad way to talk about mental health is to not talk about it at all. So how do you bring up the topic to your kids? Doctors say it's important to check in with them, ask them how they're doing, and really listen. There are also some warning signs to know about. For example, if your kids are no longer interested in participating in their favorite activities or become upset about something and can't get over it, something may be wrong. If bringing up the subject of mental health feels unnatural to you, try talking about it while driving. The familiar setting can ease your nerves and theirs. Head to our website, channel3000.com, for some other mental health resources.
Christina Laurie, thank you so much. The city of Madison is one step closer to providing a bus service that could get you across town in minutes. They're developing the first draft of their bus rapid transit plan. The idea is to add a line that would stretch from East Town Mall to West Town with a dedicated lane for the bus. The project could cost tens of millions of dollars and isn't expected to run until 2024.
The Bucks tip off Game 1 in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Toronto Raptors tonight in Milwaukee. It's a matchup of the teams with the 2 best records in the NBA during the regular season. Giannis and the rest of the Bucks have been off for the past week after knocking the Boston Celtics out of the playoffs. That game starts at 7:30 tonight at the Pfizer Forum.
6:56 your time now. Let's turn it over to Josh Tim with a look at your first alert traffic. Hey, Josh.
Yeah, good morning. A few slowdowns already showing up on the westbound Beltline between Stoughton Road and West Broadway. It's going to add an extra minute to your drive time. Having the brakes on inbound John Nolan between Olin Avenue and North Shore Drive, but really nothing major slowing you down into the downtown area. And other routes coming into the city, they're still moving at the posted speeds with no crashes or delays. Your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thanks so much, Josh.
And enjoy the sunshine today. We have one more mainly dry day for southern Wisconsin before the rain chances really return to the area for the end of the week. Our day planner temperatures today warm quickly this morning, already into the mid-60s by lunchtime, topping at 73 degrees later on this afternoon. That's just a couple of degrees warmer than it was yesterday. 75 for a high on Thursday, but then we're back into the 60s for a few days. Looks like many chances for rain through the rest of the week into the upcoming weekend.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Enjoy that sunshine today. Go make it a great Wednesday, everyone. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.